Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. First of all, excuse me if I'm looking like a disaster. I don't sleep at all at nights and I'm sleeping all through the day, which is kind of giving me a lot of dark circles, making me look drowsy all the time. I don't even feel like shooting for videos these days because I'm so lacking in energy. I'm so sapped of all energy, and I don't know, my sleep routine has completely changed and I don't know how to deal with it. So excuse me, as I said, and I know I'm looking like a disaster on your screens. And today I have come with my favorite patchouli fragrances. So today these are not patchouli masterpieces or with a dominant patchouli note as such, but these are the patchouli fragrances in my collection that I really like. And patchouli as a note is one of my favorites. I have been often asked what are your favorite notes, and I say vanilla, I say tonka bean. Tonka bean is actually more of a recent, I should say more like 1 year, 1.5 years. I am like fond of tonka bean, but vanilla, coffee and many other notes, sandalwood of course, these are some of my all-time favorites. And yes, patchouli is also one of them. I have incidentally I have found that many people don't like patchouli. Patchouli is not much of an appreciated note, I feel, but then the reason that they are always added to perfumes, I feel, again this is a very personal opinion and extremely inexperienced, like I don't have any experience in perfumery, but I feel that the presence of patchouli gives that zing to a perfume, gives that boost, gives a punch to it, which makes it so much more likable, so much more wearable. And I don't know if it has anything to do with the the longevity of a perfume or the sillage of a perfume, because quite a few of my perfumes with a dominant patchouli note, not very dominant, with a noticeably dominant patchouli note, they are like extremely heavy on the sillage and extremely long lasting. So without further delay, let's get started with the video. So the first perfume that I have in my list here is Prada La Femme Intense, and this is one of my heavy duty fragrances, as I call it. I prefer to wear it for weddings and in marriage ceremonies, because this will really stand out in a huge crowd of people in an open air situation. This is a very useful fragrance. This has got a heavy sillage and it's very long lasting, and most importantly this is so incredibly elegant, but I feel in the dry down it kind of tends to get a little soapy, but that's extremely in the dry down. That's like after 6-7 hours when you're just sniffing your skin and there's that dry down, that leftover of the perfume that it is. But otherwise this is a very beautiful, very gorgeous fragrance in my opinion. And like I said, it's a very gorgeous fragrance. It's best suited for like heavy duty ceremonies in Indian weddings, which I always say this will be definitely one of my top 5 Indian wedding fragrances. So let me give you the notes. The top notes have frangipani and ylang ylang. The middle notes have tuberose, jasmine sambac and orange blossom. The base notes have vetiver, vanilla, iris and patchouli. Yes, there's a little bit of creaminess from the vanilla and a lot of powderiness from the iris, and that perfect blend of zing from patchouli, which makes it like, gives it that oomph factor. So Prada La Femme Intense on the number 10 position. The next fragrance that I have in my hand is from the house of Atelier des Ors. This, I can't help but shake the bottle and show the gold flakes in it. This is from their white collection, and this is called Crépuscule des Hermès. And this has got cardamom at the top, but it is so much more fresh and so much more light and so much more wearable. In my opinion, this is something both a man and a woman can wear. This is perfectly unisex, and this may seem a little leaning towards the men because it has got that fresh cologne type of appeal, but it's nowhere close to cologne, trust me on that. but since it is on more of the fresher kind of fragrance, it surprises me because it has cardamom at the top, but that cardamom, that warmth, that cozy warmth of cardamom which I find in Lune Feline is not overwhelming here. But of course that spiciness, that tiny bit of spiciness is definitely there. So the notes are, top notes are clary sage, mandarin orange and cardamom. The middle notes are hyssop, pimento and incense. The base notes comprise of hyrax and patchouli. And as I said, patchouli always gives me that kind of thing, and this is definitely one of them. And I'm so happy that this was a blind buy, and if I find every perfume that has patchouli in it, I've never regretted that purchase. So on number 9, this is Crepuscule d'SMS. The next fragrance will kind of surprise you, and possibly some of you will disagree with me, but this is Oud for Greatness from Initio. This is warm, cozy, mysterious, very, very seductive, very, very romantic in my opinion. Little bit of sweetness, little bit of spiciness and a lot of woodiness, and all of this is kind of boosted, enhanced beautifully with the presence of patchouli and musk at the base. That's what I feel, my opinion. Again, please, disclaimer, my opinion. Everybody can agree to disagree, but I feel whenever there's patchouli at the base or patchouli as a note, it helps other notes to shine as well. And Oud for Greatness is not surprisingly a genuinely 100% oud fragrance. There's no other note which is as prominent as oud in it, and yet there's that little bit of musky and zingy thing at the base which makes it so much more oud, so much more woody and so much more oud at its best actually. So Oud for Greatness at number 8. At number 7, I have this fragrance. Again, this is kind of usurped for a while from my mom's collection. This is Miss Dior Eau de Parfum, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the 2017 launch. Beautiful. This has pink pepper, this has rose, but this also has patchouli at the base. So I think it's always patchouli somewhere along the line that makes a perfume so much more likable. So if I go through the notes, this appears more like this. It has lemon, it has pink pepper, it has rose, it has damask rose, it has may rose, it has patchouli and rosewood at the base. So if you ask me, this is more like a rose and patchouli perfume for me. And again, this is my opinion, and I really love this fragrance, and I kind of like all fragrances which has patchouli in it, like I said, but I think this is a very, very elegant and a sophisticated perfume which I would like to use definitely for any occasion where I need to be more professional, more serious. I would like to be taken seriously. I would like to wear this. And I may mention here that this is a very, very long lasting and extremely heavy sillage fragrance. Like if I wear it right now and anybody enters the room would be like filled with the aura of this perfume. That's something I'm saying from experience. So Miss Dior. Now, like I said at the beginning, I think I mentioned that none of these are like patchouli masterpieces, but these are like some of my perfumes, regular perfumes that has patchouli as a note. But among them, as we go towards the top of the list, I find the patchouli note is noticeable, and one such perfume in my collection is La Vie est Belle. This is more like a gourmandish vanilla fragrance, but the presence of tonka bean and patchouli at the base is so much noticeable and makes this perfume so much more likable for someone like me, of course. And I don't know, just as I think I mentioned this before as well, I feel like whenever there's this kind of a patchouli tonka bean combination, or even just the presence of patchouli in fragrances, they are super long lasting and they are super heavy on the sillage. So I don't know if it is a coincidence or it's just a combination of several other notes, because obviously I'm not an expert, but in all such fragrances I found patchouli to be a constant factor. So this again, this has iris, so there's a lot of powderiness. This is very gorgeous fragrance. This is suitable in my opinion for all the year round, for all not for all occasions. You would want to reserve this for more personal occasions, not for like workplace perfume or not office perfume definitely, but this is a very happy perfume, joyous perfume, and extremely gorgeous. So it will definitely give that, you know, uplifts that aura around you when you are dressed up for an occasion. So you need that kind of perfume, you use La Vie est Belle. So the top notes are blackcurrant, pear. The middle notes are iris, jasmine and orange blossom. The base notes are vanilla, praline, patchouli and tonka bean. And as I said, this is a heavy duty fragrance which is very high on both longevity and sillage. The next perfume that I have with me is one of my favorites. This is a beautiful fragrance and it has patchouli as one of the middle notes, and because I like it so much, I wanted to include it in this list of perfumes with patchouli, because I kind of find patchouli is a noticeable note over here. This is Eau de Soie, and this is the limited edition Starry Night collection. This is such a beautiful fragrance. The fragrance is actually as beautiful as the bottle itself, and this has mandarin orange and grapefruit at the top. The middle notes comprise of carnation, iris, jasmine, French labdanum, ylang ylang, patchouli, oak moss, rose, lily of the valley, juniper, pepper and syringa at the middle as the middle notes, and the base notes comprise of amber and musk. And somehow I feel the patchouli note is far more prominent in this one than the others that I have mentioned in the list. There's a lot of floral notes over here, as you can see, and patchouli kind of gives it that, you know, that sharpness that kind of cuts through all the floral notes. The sweetness is kind of cut through with patchouli. That kind of makes it more likable, because too much sweetness is definitely not often very likable, because it can get a little monotonous after a while. So patchouli, the presence of patchouli helps in, of course amber and musk does the same as well, but I feel patchouli gives it that sharpness that you need to kind of balance out the extra sweetness from floral perfumes, in floral perfumes. So Eau de Soie is my 6th choice. So on number 5, I have this all-time favorite fragrance of pine. This is easily one of my signature scents. I can use it as a signature scent, which I don't, but this is also one of the fragrances that I reach out to without giving it much thought. I can reach out to for this fragrance in March, in June, in May or in December with equal confidence. This is Chance from Chanel. Yes, and you know, honestly, as we are moving towards the number 1, I feel patchouli, the sharpness of the patchouli, that cutting through all the other notes aspect of patchouli that I love so much is getting a little prominent, getting more and more noticeable. So if you have Chance Eau de Parfum with you, then you will agree with me that the presence of patchouli is definitely far more noticeable here. That's what I feel, and it makes it so much more likable, so much more wearable at all times. So this has pink pepper, jasmine, iris, patchouli, vanilla and musk. And trust me, that presence of patchouli and iris, of course, iris, the powderiness from the iris is kind of controlling the creaminess, the thick intensity of vanilla in such a beautiful way that it only makes it so much more likable and so much more wearable throughout the year. I think it's only the presence of patchouli that can balance out other fragrances that you kind of categorize as all the year round fragrances. So Chance Eau de Parfum is on number 4 position. The next fragrance is an amazing favorite of mine. I just love this fragrance. This is Girl of Now from Elie Saab. Oh, you know, this could easily be so much more intense, so much more creamy, so much more thick kind of fragrance, and I think a tad bit less likable, only wearable only for sometimes some special occasions, but this is so much more likable because that intensity is cut through with the sharpness of patchouli. Again, my personal opinion. I'm kind of giving a disclaimer at every stage so that nobody feels I'm like, this is my opinion, just my opinion, and a completely inexperienced, like I don't have any experience in perfumery. I don't know how it works, but this is what I get when I sniff. So that is all. So this one is definitely a floral perfume, and it's so beautiful, it's gorgeous, it kind of feels a little boozy at times, but I feel that is because of the presence of almond and tonka bean maybe, but it has patchouli also, and that gives it that zing that I'm talking about. This is one of those fragrances. The top notes have mandarin, pistachio and pear, so that thickness, that creaminess comes from pistachio also. And I think the little bit of the pistachio also comes with that little aroma of booziness, right? You know, we use pistachio in some of our milk based drinks to give it that thickness, that give it that beautiful aromatic thickness. So maybe pistachio also, yes. The middle notes comprise of floral notes like magnolia, orange blossom, and it has almond also. The base notes comprise of almond, patchouli and tonka bean. So I think it's the presence of almond, it's a little like marzipan kind of booziness. Yeah, and it's so delectable actually. But yes, all of it I feel is cut through by the presence, and I just love this. And again, this is very, very long lasting on my skin. I don't know if you will agree with me. If those of you who use this perfume, this is quite long lasting on, maybe not as long lasting as La Vie est Belle or Miss Dior, but this can easily, I remember I have used this way back in December. So this goes easily on my skin for about 5 to 6 hours easily. So Girl of Now from Elie Saab. So we have come to the top 2, and on number 2 position, the second position is again one of my favorites. So this is Black Orchid from Tom Ford. I think this can be perfectly unisex in my opinion, and this is not your usual feminine, sweet, kind of cozy kind of fragrance, extremely delicate or sophisticated, dignified as we call it. This is very dignified, but not the usual feminine kind of sweet kind of fragrance or floral kind of fragrance. This is for a different kind of a woman, and this is for a woman who can take risks, who can think out of the box, who can try to walk out of the box, not keep herself restricted to a certain kind of lifestyle, certain kind of fragrances, a certain kind of clothing. Just because she is a woman, she doesn't keep herself restricted. So for all of you, you can use this fragrance, and this can be used by a guy as well with equal confidence. because this is so balanced as a fragrance. A little spicy, a little earthy, woody kind of fragrance, and I feel this is it gets a little sweet as it as it settles down on the skin. I feel it kind of gets a little sweet, but the presence of patchouli cuts through it. That sharpness definitely doesn't allow it to become too sweet on the skin. So this has ylang ylang, French jasmine, black truffle, black currant and citruses at the top. This has gardenia, lotus, fruity tones and black orchid as the middle notes. The base notes comprise of oriental incense, white musk, warm amber, patchouli and a hint of Mexican chocolate. Oh, such a beautiful fragrance. I'm not giving all the credit to patchouli, but I feel whenever patchouli is present as a base note or even as one of the notes at some point of time in the fragrance, it kind of gives a different kind of sharpness, boost, a little punch, a twist, a zing, as I name it, to the fragrance, and only makes it more beautiful. And that brings me to the number one position fragrance in my opinion, where I find a lot of patchouli when I just take a sniff, even with no experience. Is one of my favorites, is one of my best buys of 2020, Shiseido Zen. This is so beautiful, and any one of you who has this perfume, please let me know if you agree or disagree with me that it is the presence of patchouli that cuts through all the sweetness that makes it so much more beautiful, gorgeous fragrance. Shiseido Zen. This is very long lasting, extremely not very heavy sillage. The sillage is medium, but the longevity is amazing, and the perfume is super beautiful. I can wear this all the time, though I would suggest that you wear it more like towards the daytime, afternoon hours, when it is warmer, when it is hotter. You would definitely like this, but it is so gorgeous as a fragrance. I would want to wear it if I don't have any other perfume with me. I would want to wear it even in the evening. It is so fresh, so zingy, so zesty and full of life. So this has grapefruit, pineapple, orange, bergamot and rose at the top. The middle notes comprise of freesia, orris, red apple, lily of the valley, violet, gardenia and lotus. The base notes comprise of patchouli, cedar, incense, amber, pine and musk. This is my number one choice for this list, but all of these fragrances, they are like beautiful perfumes, but obviously they are not only because they are not gorgeous only because of the presence of patchouli. I completely agree with that. I feel patchouli only helps them become more beautiful in whichever way they are made, like whether it's a vanilla fragrance, it's a floral fragrance, or it's a tonka bean fragrance, it does not matter. The presence of patchouli only helps to enhance the prominent notes, the more dominant notes in them. So that's my choice of patchouli fragrances from my collection. I hope you enjoyed this video much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. So I'll see you very soon in my next video. Till then, stay safe, stay at home and lots of love. Bye.